attention, please. Please do not
So we should be able to like knock out quite a few runs considering the modifier. That shit was like almost as fast as you could possibly have it, essentially. Oops. Just got a shotgun everything to the face.
Make sure I don't have any points, because yeah, this is probably gonna go.
A new agent is joining your team.
Yes.
So at this point, you're 2 pieces short for strikers.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It's gloves and holster.
Okay. That's not horrible.
Gloves and mask.
Okay.
But like I said, both those have Nomad in them right now, so.
So it's not like horrible.
It's not a horrible setup right now. I'm pretty content with it, really.
Yeah, because it's fairly strong.
Warning. You're now leaving the safe area.
Don't I know? And I'm only missing one of the exotic pieces of gear too.
Oh shit! Which one? The house, probably.
The backpack.
Oh, the backpack. Oh, the ninja something like a bike. Oh, yeah. The ninja bike messenger bag or something like that.
Last time I was on, just kind of cleaning up inventory and seeing what I had, I noticed that was the only thing I was missing.
So you actually have the house submachine gun?
No, I just mean like for like gear in general.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
No, I have no idea what weapons I have or don't have.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what all weapons there are. I mean,
Yeah,
I've gotten a bunch just from opening all these fucking cases and everything.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Agent. Those reports of Riker's activity on Lexington just checked out in a big way.
You cleared your bag and
A
everything,
JTF team confirmed. That's where their HQ is located.
All right. Let me
right before they got
send this
grabbed
there.
off the street. You need to get my people out. Those cons aren't known
I've got
for their
obviously
restraint.
the
And
Showstopper,
this is a
the
golden opportunity
NDR,
to eliminate the Riker's
Golden
leadership.
Rhino,
Let's take advantage of it.
Warlord, Centurion, Medbed, Gracious, the Pecan, the Devil, and Heal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're missing a few then, the weapons. The house is the one you really want. Well, I mean, in general, it's like one of the better weapons to have.
Well, 2 weeks ago, the MDR was the one I was supposed to want, and I seem to have that, so.
Oh no, that's definitely one of the absolute best ones in the game. Like for up close stuff, you would probably want like the house. For long range, definitely the MDR. I'm surprised that it's taking this long to find two extra people, but fuck, we don't need no help with this.
Not like this.
Nope.
Whenever I jumped on to get this mask, I did
no one who can replace Lorraine Barrett. She's the one who
Police
organized
Academy.
the escape to Manhattan.
That's a pretty good one.
They're holding 3 of my
It's
people
like
there.
the guy you've been
Lit up. I'd be great.
Alright, get them out first.
Nothing but
Jeopardize
skills?
the mission. We're going in on your
Yeah.
heels. The jailbreak ends
Yeah,
here.
he's good. I like his stuff. He's
He
very
said that one's
dedicated
got
to
like
the.
45 miles, and it's like, just run through, do it, and it's done.
Yeah, he's very dedicated to streaming the Division stuff all the time. And he's constantly streaming on Twitch and all that stuff.
Isn't everybody?
Yeah, but I mean, not necessarily Division. Talking about going with a very specific niche, you know what I mean?
Monkey butt face.
Yeah.
I want to know where the other 44 are.
Actually, I was just thinking that actually.
How did it get to this?
I don't know. Boy, it's like that bad, man. Man, just there's nothing quite like this particular mod with this particular shotgun. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Just so good.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Warning.
Another agent has joined your team.
That actually feels like that's what the shotgun should be like. Just
Oh, yeah.
fuckers down left or right.
Makes you want to buy a magazine fed
Additional
shotgun.
hostiles.
How much is a case of 12 gauge?
Oh, 12 gauges, they're cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's easy.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me make
That's the
sure.
biggest thing that's. Oh yeah, go trigger the thing. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that's really kept me from jumping into an AR for stream. Because I know ammo.
Ammo, yeah, that's gonna be the problem. Ammo. You just need to get yourself a blunderbuss, and that's it.
Well, now that you mention it, some people are starting to design some of the weapons from Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
The flintlock, the coins, and the sniper type thing.
Oh, okay.
I've seen all three of those so far.
Readings indicate this area.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
Shut up, Reynolds.
Now leaving the safe area.
Stop telling me what to do.
Warning. Agent on your
That's
team
weird.
is down.
I got trapped on a guy.
Assistance.
Huh?
Like this guy, he was running like right in front of me, and he went in cover, and I got pinched between him and the wall.
That's weird. I think I might have seen that once or twice, but it's not very common.
And he's right up my ass again.
Just right up there, in there. Unlucky for him, he doesn't realize how gassy I am right now. Alright.
What am I seeing? I'm seeing something red. Never mind, it disappeared.
So, those pictures that you showed me of Sea of Thieves, is that stuff they've been finding since the patch?
Yes, that's new. That's new stuff. So
Interesting.
apparently there's been some balancing, I guess is the word to use.
Interesting.
So yeah, we need to, next time we jump up, we need to make sure, I mean, we're doing a good job of, like, anytime we see
Oh yeah, the seagulls and whatnot.
birds circling or whatever.
Although, I did read that the seagulls are not going to be spawning above bunches of barrels too, so we gotta, it won't always be ships.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's kind of weird because why would they put so much focus on those barrels? Maybe they're changing some of the stuff on the barrels. Yeah.
Loud here. I just heard
So pretty
about
possible they're going to load them with other
Glad we reached
things.
him in time.
Thanks
Well, I
for
mean,
that.
we've checked them a couple of
My
times, but
people
what,
are
we've
getting in
only
a
really
position
found
to
just
breach the hall.
wood.
Agent,
Yeah,
you're gonna want
just
to
regular
unlock
supplies.
the
Maybe
maintenance
some
access.
bananas.
The building
Bananas.
blueprints show a security
Bananas.
control room down in the basement.
Oh man. Let's see. You know, I completed 6-piece not reclaimers, fucking tacticians that last thing. I still don't know where the fuck you got that hat, man. The fuck?
I don't know.
It looks fucking good too, god damn it. Anyway, I finished 6-piece tacticians, but I actually been using only 5 pieces. So, it's 5 pieces at 10,000,
You are now leaving the safe area.
10,000 electronics. Okay, so, base damage, I'm talking about base damage on Sticky Bomb, is over a million damage.
Wow.
And that's without 30 stacks of the tactician's buff. And then if you stack the right amount of like electronic mods that have skill haste on them, you get 50% skill haste, which is easy to attain with 5-piece tacticians. You don't even need 6-piece tacticians to do it. So you're at 50% cooldown. So the sticky bomb comes back pretty quick, like in about 12 seconds or so. And base damage is a million, but you're talking about if you stack, if you put like, you know, crit damage. I've seen like crits like over 2 million. And you know that little room in actually like that little room that we just cleared right now. Not this one right here, but the other one. So I've actually tossed a sticky bomb into that as it opened, and at 30 stacks of the tactician left, one shot at everything in that one. Everything, including the heavy, which is like fucking ridiculous. So it's definitely like a glass cannon, like skill-based build essentially. But what's interesting is that that's actually something that we're gonna have to do before you log off. At Camp Clinton, there is a relentless backpack, which is like a high-end backpack, and it's basically 5% of skill damage is returned as healing. So, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if it's 5% of a fucking million damage, it's more or less a heal. You know what I mean? So,
but that's seeing if I can get that set piece together, which...
well, no, hold on though. You don't necessarily need classified to make this work. So what you do is you get 4 pieces of tacticians. You put everything in electronics. You probably won't get to 10,000, but you'll probably get to 9,000. So the real trick to this is that, especially with only 4 pieces, you get that backpack, and you can get tacticians mask, knees, gloves, and holster. You use Larry Barrett's chest piece as your chest piece. And the only reason you do that is because, remember, there's like 3 different effects to that chest piece. I think when there's nothing on cooldown, you automatically get 15%. I think it's 15% more skill power, and it's just like, you know. So essentially, it kind of works with the build, and like I said, you don't necessarily need classified tacticians to do it.
Interesting.
So it'll be worth keeping an eye out for tactician pieces, because especially if you want to mess around with like a skill build, that's the way to do it.
This is about taking the Rikers out at the knees.
But you need to make sure to buy that backpack before you log, because that's actually a really interesting build. Because essentially,
apparently there's like a perfect rolled suppressor.
Get them out first,
really?
but don't jeopardize the mission.
I have to check that out.
Going in on your heels. Jailbreak in.
Because I watched this video yesterday. Something about, you know, what's going on the defenders right now. And there's a perfect rolled, I can't even remember what it's called. It's like a SR7.
Oh, okay. I don't recall the names of the different suppressors, but there's a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the terminal.
I'll have to check that out then.
And I haven't gone and bought it. I just now remember whenever you were talking about the bag.
Like ideally, obviously you would probably want like 5 to make it work, but you don't necessarily need to do it to start off with it, because you're still able to get about 9,000 electronics, which is still like a huge amount of electronics. So what's interesting about the backpack is that aside from the fact that 5% of damage is turned into healing, it basically lets you run 2 damage skills instead of 1 damage skill and a heal. So you can use sticky bomb, and then you can use seeker mine, and so you essentially do damage and you heal yourself with it. So it's kind of a cool little build. Actually, I got the build from that guy, Nothing But Skills, so that's a pretty good build.
There's somebody up here somewhere.
Oh, no, I couldn't talk to that guy.
Oh, there's 2 guys up here.
What the fuck?
They were like up the next platform in the stairs.
That's weird. They probably heard all the showstoppers going off. Said, "Fuck that."
I ain't going down there. Fuck that. I'm big enough for this shit.
Yeah, fuck that. Oh yeah, it's a cool little build. I would have never thought of that, but pretty cool. I like the idea of it. I mean, you're fragile as shit because you only have about like 2,500 stamina. So at the same time, hey, what the fuck? Yeah, fucking monkey butt piece.
Yeah, that's about what I'd expect.
Agent,
Is everybody out of the elevator?
Roof. You need to clear it out.
No. The BJC is just like AFK there, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Well, he came back down it. But, yeah, it's, what's interesting is that you don't necessarily need to use any, like, global event to do that kind of crazy damage, essentially. So it's kind of cool, but, yeah, super fragile. So you basically hang back and toss out grenades and shit.
Yeah, it definitely sounds fun.
It's definitely a different way to play it, because, you know, everything's pretty much gunplay. Right here, you just use your skills. Actually, I don't even have, I don't have a cooldown. Hold on. I know what I'm gonna do. Yes. Let's see how much damage I can put out with this thing. I got no stacks on at the moment, so we'll see if I can kill any of these fuckers.
Negative, Ramos. We've got this. Find a secure position and hunker down.
Of course, that means the monkey buttface doesn't get in the way and eats the fucking grenade.
Possible.
Lau here. I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we reached you in time.
Thanks for that. My people are getting into position to breach the hole. Agent, you're gonna want to unlock the maintenance
Breach
access.
that hole.
The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement.
So, like I was telling you when I first got on, that episode of Voyager is fucking weird, man. How are you gonna be okay with your buddy Kim, like, marrying your daughter, who's probably like 3, and having a kid with her? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the hell is going on in this fucking episode? And
it went like full hentai or something?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. It was bizarre, honestly. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't particularly remember that.
No, it's a weird episode. I don't know what the reasoning behind why Tess is all old and shit, but yeah. It's truly a weird episode. Okay, I got 30 stacks. Let's see, open that fucking door. Bad. No crit.
So I've been watching a little bit of DS9.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched it in a little while besides And I was watching the episode with Dax and the serial killer or psychopath guy.
Okay.
And the big deal, the big deal is that this particular host was an anomaly. At least they were selling it as an anomaly. But the whole point is that the symbiotes themselves are supposed to be, you know, incredibly cherished, and only like 1 in a million people can be born.
My strike squads are moving in.
They were going to kill Jadzia to prove this, to keep this secret, to prove the point that, you know, compatibility is right. So their entire social structure basically hinged on this lie.
Yeah, I remember the episode you're talking about, yeah.
So I was thinking about this, and Esri was just some random little imp that they found in the fucking side of the shuttle.
Quite literally.
And they stuck Jax in her and went with it. Doesn't that kind of blow their story?
Well, it's like that particular part of it definitely wasn't really thought out of, you know what I mean? Like, the whole Esri Dax thing is, my god. Why?
But no, they were willing to flat out murder to keep this lie. And then a couple of seasons later, they're like, whatever. Some fucking hobo found it. We'll just go with that.
Well, I think, don't they explain it away that she was the only Trill on board of the ship that or close by enough to take the symbiote?
I guess they were trying to transfer the Dax symbiote back to Trill itself, but it took a turn for the worse, and there was like just some rando Trill, I don't know, giving BJs for letting them in the back of the bus. They're like, here, suck on this. Okay. And you know, there we go. There's Ezra.
Well, see, here's the thing that I don't really understand at all about it. I mean, not to say there's anything to understand about it, really. But, okay, Ezri, and the way that we understand the joining works, right? So they gain a certain amount of... What is it called? The fucking... The dummy bug, whatever fucking thing's called. I can't even think of it. What it's called.
The symbiote itself.
The symbiote, yeah.
Get
The
them
symbiote
out
itself
but
gives
don't jeopardize the
them...
mission.
First, you
Going
get
in on your
a
heels.
good chunk of
Jailbreak
memories.
ends.
And everything gained from those memories. But the kind of... The word that's thrown around a lot is more confident. That's like the dude that stole Dax and like
you see that with that guy, but when you see with Ezri, not at all. She's completely insecure.
She's like scatterbrain.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense because they just throw out the whole like fiction that they had just built essentially.
Yeah.
Which makes no fucking sense.
And even if you want to say the scatterbrainness is like part of the incompatibility, no, because they sold incompatibility as being, you know, literal death for both the symbiont and the host.
Warning. Incoming hostile.
That was the whole lie anyway. But I mean, they can stick with anybody.
That was a 3 million crit right there.
But no, that was something I was watching. I just kind of picked up on
Additional
that.
hostiles inbound.
Alright.
Definitely not right. Yeah, there's definitely a lot wrong with the later stuff in DS9, and it definitely takes like a turn for the worse with Ezri, and I think it makes it even worse when you kind of jam that into or jam I can't remember the doctor's name at the moment. Bashir, or when you stick Bashir into Ezri right there, you know what I mean? It makes
literally.
Oh my, like yeah, literally, and it's just like, it's like you're going back. At this point, you're just like taking steps backwards, and yeah, thanks for nothing, guys. It's like I don't know whose brain hair idea that was. They should have just let her be dead, or if they brought her back,
Yeah,
like literally.
Would have been better just to just let the character go.
Yeah, yes, and make the loss of Dax even more profound, essentially, because you literally lost Dax forever. And that would have been more interesting.
They kind of,
they kind of ruined. Yeah, they kind of ruined Dax essentially.
It was like absolutely, you know, that kind of just showed how fucked up Ducat could be.
Oh yeah.
Because he's so good at playing the middle, where you really never really know
how evil he is, or whatever.
Yeah, is he that evil? Is everything just part of, I don't know, the way he plays the situation, or is he really that fucked up?
That's a good question there. Boom. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, and I still understand how that's one of well, not specifically Ezri, although I don't know how he feels about Ezri at the moment, Razorfist, but I still understand how Bashir could be his favorite character, essentially. Makes no sense.
Speaking of Razorfist, I watched that Judas Priest video that he posted.
Oh, did you see the new one?
Of an album that
oh yeah, that's right, I saw the review, yeah. I haven't seen the video, but I've seen
it's pretty good. I went and found it and listened to a few songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
good 80s metal.
Sergeant.
Yeah, weird 80s metal in 2000s.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Lau here. I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we reached him in time.
Thanks for that.
That
My
is kind of
people are
strange.
getting in a position to breach the hall. Agent, you're going to want to unlock the maintenance access.
Maybe it's even more surprising that Judas is still a
down in
thing.
the basement.
Well, I mean, realistically, yeah, they probably should have retired, just like most musicians. They never seem to go away when they should. But this particular album, I mean, it's really good.
I'll have to check out that video, see how that is.
Apparently, he's gonna remaster his Metal Mythos on Priest, because that was like one of his first.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah, some of the early ones,
it, and
some of the
that's
early ones
gonna
did
go
so
in
good,
at-
yeah. Like the quality, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
He
not.
plans on going back and redoing some of those early ones. And he said whenever he wanted to do that, to get that out there while the album was fresh. And then he's gonna just tack that on to the Priest video whenever he gets to it.
Warning. Incoming hostiles detected.
You see a bunch of red on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Oh. What the fuck am I doing back here?
So far, so good. My strike squads are moving in. They'll breach the main hall on your signal.
I'll see if they get, and 50, oh shit, wait, I was gonna say, 50% cooldown. Where are you? Okay, I just use the sticky bomb. And see. Ow, what the fuck? Sniper. And it's back.
Damn.
So it's relatively fast with that.
quick.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's noticeable from compared to how you normally see those kind of skills and shit. You know, I was trying to re-roll a lightweight M4 that I crafted because I found a decent crafted one that was kind of good. I just was missing one skill. It was more for an electronics-based build essentially. And I spent about
I don't think we're quite done with them yet,
1,000
but at least now we can get these JTF folks back on the job.
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
oh, one fucking gun, like, and it refused to fucking roll the way I wanted it.
God knows we
Until
can't.
finally,
Well, at least you
it
found
did.
something to fucking spend it on.
Hey, that's true. Oh man. At the same time, I like the fact that I'm able to craft something and kind of like,
More personnel.
make it fit
I
more
owe
or
you,
less.
Agent. Hell of a job.
Alright, and see, okay, I'm gonna
It's about
use...
taking the Rikers out at the knees.
Oh,
There's no one who can replace Lorraine Barrett. She's the one who organized the escape to Manhattan.
They're holding 3 of my
Okay, I'm gonna
people
use
there. If you can get them
the
out
cluster
before
grenade.
blowing the lid off, I'd be great.
Sorry, I'm cool down.
Get them up first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels. The jailbreak.
Alert. An agent has left your team.
The cluster grenade doesn't actually start cooldown until they all blow up, so it's still not. But well, actually both are back now. Sticky and the cluster grenade is back. So I'm not even sure what the cooldown is, but it's short enough that, yeah, you can kind of spam the abilities almost. And I don't know if you've ever seen that little talent in the challenge tree, that if you kill anything with explosive damage, you get 20% increase in damage to your next explosive damage skill. for 15 seconds.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so it's kind of like crazy multiplicative. Goddamn. Fucking monkey butt face got right in the way of the sticky attached to his back. Too bad it didn't kill him.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
Team killing, hell yeah. You know, they should do that as a global event. Actually, activate friendly fire in missions. That'd be hilarious.
Warning. Incoming hostiles detected.
That'd be like, it would be annoying, but at the same time it would be kind of fun.
Well, there's some chaotic potential there.
Warning.
Yeah,
Additional hostiles inbound.
Okay, good.
I got it.
Alright.
So Jim is saying that his next video may be his last.
Why?
Because he's this particular guy has gotten around a lot of like serious crimes just by saying, "Well, I'm a journalist, I can do that."
Okay.
So Jim is worried that this is gonna get his channel taken down.
You know, I never looked up that video that he was talking about the last time. About that one particular guy you had mentioned. I haven't even looked that one up.
Which one?
It was a couple like the rest of the week ago. Remember he was talking about putting up a video the next day, and it was like about somebody, I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was about somebody very specific, and I can't recall what it was.
Agent, the
Well, if
hostage
it's
is being
the
held on
Kurt
the roof.
Eichenwald video,
Yeah, I think that's the one.
that he still hasn't put it up yet because people keep emailing him stuff about the guy.
Oh, okay.
Like apparently it's gonna end up being like covering like the last 10 years. This guy's doings.
I remember you mentioning that, but I don't recall seeing it.
Yeah, it hasn't gone up yet, but like I said, he's worried that it's gonna end up getting his channel taken down because this guy seems to have some level of protection somewhere. I mean, the guy ran a child porn ring for the sake of a story about writing about child porn.
They're inside.
Okay. Yeah, it seems totally legitimate, I suppose.
He's already the actual dude is already panicked about Jim making the video, which is what's funny. It's like the alt-right is attacking me.
Negative,
okay.
Ramos. We've got this.
I don't think that moniker fits Jim very well.
Nah, yeah, I don't think he would. Yeah, I don't think he would be alt-right.
I mean, you could ask his Asian girlfriend if he's alt-right, but that's probably not gonna fly over too well. But she's
Loud here. I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we reached him in time.
Thanks for that.
Oh.
My people are getting into position to breach the hall. Agent, you're going to want to unlock the maintenance access. The building blueprints show a security control room down in the
thing I was reading, or the thing I had watched about Far Cry 5 and the money thing, is that, okay, guns can cost like a couple thousand a piece, whatever, yeah, and then you have to buy ammo when you're like in little whatever shops and shit, towns, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Exiting the safe area.
So there's ways that they kind of drain you of cash, and of course, I mean, you can either have the patience to grind out all that cash, or you can just buy cash. You know what I mean? So that was one of the few complaints that I saw about the game. But at the same time, if you're that fucking lazy, you're gonna fucking buy cash, in-game cash, so you can buy guns faster. It's kind of stupid. But
well, I mean, it depends what kind of time sink it is, and if it's to the point of trying to push, you know, the boxes, you know, that's obviously a problem. See, I haven't even heard that it had boxes.
Well, it's not, I don't think it's boxes. It's just that it's like it's just in-game currency that you can use in the stores in the game.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's not really like loot box. It's just a matter of actually buying more in-game cash, essentially, which doesn't make much sense because I'll just kill a million crazy dudes and get me $7 a piece. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? because that's something that's like an example the guys had used that essentially like these dudes only drop like $7 a piece, which it makes no fucking sense, but whatever. And it's like it's gonna take you a while to get it, and then like hunting like maybe will get you like $200, but it's like a bit of a time sink because you gotta track and hunt down the animal and everything else like that. But it's like, so is the complaint that the amount of money gained is just too slow, so you can't just simply buy up every single weapon, or you just have to pick out the weapons you want and focus on those instead, or what's the complaint? I wasn't really sure about it.
Yeah, see, this is the first I've heard of this at all. Most people are just, you know, the game is just old school GTA crazy from what I see.
Yeah, just a bunch of goofy weird stuff.
It doesn't take itself seriously, and it's just, yeah, it's over the top for the sake of being crazy. Not taking it so seriously, and just a really big sandbox.
Yeah, that's good. There's not that many games like that no more. Because the game that used to be that, GTA is no longer crazy and all that.
Yeah, it started taking itself too seriously.
Ooh, did you see that?
Yeah, it cleared the fuck out.
Yep. I don't know how Larry got out of there, but yeah.
Didn't make it very far.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, Agent. Tricky assignment, but you did what had to be done.
Yeah.
Pick up
You broke their spine, kid.
Yep.
With the leader dead.
Yeah, but that was like the only real negative thing I heard about it. But again, that seems like one of those things where, well, you grind.
I wonder if it's just someone that just doesn't want to grind for anything and just wants to play easy
I don't think we're
mode.
quite done with them
Because
yet.
in a way,
but
that the
at least
previous
now
Far
we can
Cry
get
were
these
like that.
JTF folks back on the job.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, yeah.
You have to grind quite a bit just to get to your upgrades and shit. You have to like hunt X amount of animals
Well,
to get
you
the
had
right
to
amount
grind,
of.
but there wasn't a huge amount of grinding.
No, there wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like a too huge of a time sink. But I would be kind of surprised if anybody thought that was too harsh. You know what I mean? Then again, nowadays everybody wants to make everything easy.
They're holding 3 of my people. If you can get them out before blowing the lid off.
Which again kind of makes me surprised that games like
Get them out first, but don't jeopardize
like Dark Souls
We're going
and
in on your heels. The jailbreak
Bloodborne
ends here.
make it, because I mean those games are anything but easy. They're fucking painful for the most part.
But I know they're critically popular, but I don't know what kind of numbers they move. I mean, I know they.
Yeah, that's true. They don't. I guess maybe they don't.
I don't think they're selling like 10 or 15 million copies either.
Nah, probably not. But who's? I mean, is that because of the quality of the game, or just the fact that gamers are kind of like too used to like pampered easy games?
Oh, definitely the latter there. The games are obviously top quality.
Like, I still remember how much trouble that first fucking Moss and Bloodborne gave me, and you were able to clear it like in one go more or less, but I remember how many times I had to try and fail at that fucking Moss, the cleric piece I think it was. Like, I didn't understand that, like, somehow you cleared it like with no problem, and I couldn't clear it for some fucking reason. I don't know if you recall that.
Yeah, I do. I actually I haven't thought about that in a long time. Well, I haven't thought about Bloodborne in a long time. Yeah, I do remember. I just went in and just steamrolled that thing. I mean, that game was just like, oh. In my opinion, it's better than what I got out of Dark Souls.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's not like.
Now, I will say that in part, the art style in the world leans to me saying that though.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, say the art design and the world in general was just. More compelling for me than
a whole other level in some ways. Yeah, I guess because of the fact that the great old ones, the Cthulhu and all that stuff, influence was fucking great. Yeah. I still
gotta see if I can print out that saw cleaver. I don't know if it'll fit on my printer or not.
That would be a gigantic fucking thing, wouldn't it? Like, I think it would be too big.
Well, I've got the cleaver. And I've got the scythe from the final weapon you unlock. I don't know how many other weapons I've got. I've got a few. But yeah, I don't think they'll fit too easily on my printer. I really want to get a bigger one, but I don't really have a place for a bigger one either. But
Yeah,
at the same time, I want to
that
be
would be
able
a
to
problem.
have. I want to have 2 printers running at the same time. And then after I do that, I'm gonna want to have like 3 printers.
Yeah, 3
running.
printers, yeah, pretty much. It's a slippery slope there.
Yeah, big time. Well, it's just like this last print I did, the Lamat revolver.
Mm-hmm.
That was about 20 hours of print.
Good lord. That's a lot of printing.
And it took about 3 or 4 hours to put it together. I have to send you a picture of just all the pieces.
Well, you could just send the completed thing, and that worked too.
Well, it really wasn't that hard. It was just a little tedious getting it all figured out because there was no instructions or anything. So I actually had to go and find pictures of the real thing. Which were all from Forgotten Weapons. He seems to be one of the only people that's even,
Yeah, that knows all about that, yeah.
I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we
So I had to
reached
go
him
off his
in time.
pictures to actually
Thanks
piece
for
it
that.
together. And while
My people are
there's
getting
no
in a
like
position to breach the
articulation
hole.
to the
Agent, you're
trigger
going
or
to want
the
to unlock
hammer,
the maintenance access.
this
The
particular
building
model,
blueprints show a security control room down in the
the
basement.
reloading tool works on it, which I thought was really weird.
I think it is an interesting concept as far as that gun goes, like a revolver with a fucking shotgun in the middle. Like, who thought of that? Some mad scientist or something like that.
Well, he was French, so
There you go, some mad gunsmith.
Now
I mean,
entering
there's
a
a lot
safe
of
area.
really outlandish weapon designs from that
Warning.
time.
Now
I mean,
you're
it's
in
no
a safe
different than,
area.
you know, these showstoppers.
That's true.
Let's have a drum magazine 12 gauge.
Or like whoever designed the double barrel like 1911 and a double barrel
Yeah,
AR-15.
exactly.
Like it's just like why? I guess why not?
Let's just see what happens if we do
Additional
this.
hostiles inbound.
So it's like, hey, you know, we've got this spot here. Let's put a shotgun round in here. Yeah.
Why not?
And it was even more complicated then because there were no real cartridges. At least
Oh shit!
not easily grabbable at the time.
Yeah,
This
imagine so.
design's 150, 200 years old. And,
Which makes it even more interesting, the fact that it's that old.
oh yeah. And the model itself came out really, really good. Like there's engraving across the top of the barrel.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think the picture that you sent me shows
So far, so
that
good.
as much detail
My
as that,
strike
so
squads are
it
moving
might be
in.
just like
They'll reach the main hall on your signal.
it's hard
That
to
and
see.
it's incredibly long.
Yeah, it did seem kind of like overly big.
But I think it's a 9-shot revolver.
Oh, that's
Plus-
weird.
Plus the 20 gauge.
Yeah, well, that
ball in
yeah.
the middle.
I guess that would add a bit of extra filler there. Let's see if I can clear out this like everything
Trying to
again.
find other obscure weapons like that. It's a relatively new model that's floating around. I actually may be outside of the person that designed it, like one of the only people that made it.
Yeah, it is there.
Pretty close.
Incoming
And one of them
hostiles
got out of the room.
detected.
Just they just use that.
Yeah. Yeah, the second group's a little more difficult, especially with the heavy in there. And a couple chevron beams. I was gonna say, is there still somebody alive? What the fuck?
I'm impressed, Agent. Tricky assignment, but you did what had to be done.
See, we might want to. Well, I don't
You
think
broke
we're
your
close to
spine,
cap,
kid.
but we might want to check what our points are at right now.
Yeah, I'll look as soon as we land.
Yeah.
The rest are gonna scatter.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite done with them yet, but at least now we can get these JTF folks back on the job.
Oh yeah. I
About
need my
halfway.
people alive and
Oh,
out there
okay.
fighting the good fight. God knows we can't afford to lose any more personnel. I owe you. Hell of a job.
This is about taking the Rikers out at the knees. There's no one who can replace her. She's the one who organized the escape from Manhattan.
They're holding 3 of my people. If you can get them out before blowing the lid off, I'd be grateful.
All right. Get them out first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels. The jailbreak ends here.
Oh, goddamn. But yeah, I've kind of been generally avoiding stuff about Far Cry 5, aside from that one video that I saw with the little complaint they had about it. That's why I haven't heard of all this other stuff.
I know very little details outside of it's got like a lot of like off-the-wall weapons. Like everything from your typical stuff to like literally like sci-fi space weapons, laser guns.
Yeah, that really does sound more GTA than anything else.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they realized that that actual GTA is no longer doing that kind of stuff, so maybe that's why they decided, you know what, we should just go fucking, let's embrace the insane and let's go with this. Oh, goddamn. That's the one thing about, that's the one bad thing about having only 2,500 stamina. I get destroyed by shotgunners.
Additional hostiles inbound.
That's why in a lot of ways I still prefer strikers, only because I get to keep my 9,000 stamina and be like fairly tanky and still do enough output damage that I'll be alright.
Readings indicate an echo nearby.
God damn. Oh man, I've been getting a lot of fucking suggestions at work too about dogs too. So I've been all dogs for the last couple of days.
All over the place, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if I had more options when it came to like being able to include certain what they consider aggressive, breeds, then it wouldn't be so difficult. But I gotta watch out for that.
The hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
That's what you since I'm always of the opinion that I don't think they're naturally aggressive. I think it's just that they're probably a little on the misunderstood side because there are people always, kind of use these animals in certain fashions that, or treat them in a certain way that make them kind of turn out that way.
I'm not so forgiving there. Then again, I've seen a whole lot of puncture wounds from dog bites.
Oh, fuck. God damn it, nice miss there.
I think while you do have a limitation there with supposedly aggressive breeds, what that may or may not entail, but I think your biggest thing is more active than not.
Yeah, because it can't be anything too super active because sometimes they'll have to be here by itself for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be, have to find like a somewhere in between sort of deal. That's why I was kind of looking at those like labs because I figured those are, I mean, although they can be, somewhat athletic, they're generally like pretty calm and chill dogs.
Negative, Raymond.
Labs really,
We've got
they do need to be pretty
position and hunker down.
Have you thought about like a tarantula or a guinea pig?
Yeah, I know.
Rabbit? Only slightly demonic.
Demonic rabbit.
I just heard about
You have to feed it, virgin blood 4 times a year, and you're fine.
My people are getting into position to breach the hall. Agent, you're going to want to unlock the maintenance access. The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement.
I could have started out
What a rat. Rats are cool.
No, I'm okay. I feel I was actually liking those Cocker Spaniels, but the place that that focuses on them, they're like, ooh, boy, they want like, it's a whole process with them. Like 2 weeks just to clear the fucking application and then schedule a fucking like oh my god. Yeah, it's like crazy. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know you want these things to go to homes where they'll be taken care of. It's still a fucking dog.
I mean, I like those specific dogs because those are like what we're talking about, like kind of small to medium dogs. They're okay energy-wise. Yeah. And I think ideally that would be like my ideal sort of dog. But yeah, it's like they're not super common around here. Everything around here is like fucking Pitbull Terrier. Like what the fuck? Like what's going on with the dog population around here? Fucking a bunch of Pitbulls just running roughshod all over all the dogs here or what? Like Christ.
Yeah, pretty much. They've got aggressive nature.
But yeah, it's kind of on the frustrating side. But I'm hoping I can find something along those lines, or even like well, I don't think a beagle is a good idea, but a beagle or something like that. I think beagles can be a problem too because I think they can like howl and bark a lot for what they are, since they're like little hounds essentially. But how cool is a tiny little hound though?
Cane Corso, that's what you need.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
They'll reach the main hall on your signal.
Ooh. Oh, it's kind of funny though. Like, at least some of the ones that I've looked at and I've like gotten opinions about from work. They're like, oh yeah, they're really cute. They will need to bring them out and they're like more or less people trying to set up dog play dates for the dog already. I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird. Like, is that what people do nowadays? Like, what the fuck?
It's kind of creepy, actually.
No, I mean, just like, yeah, we should go to the dog park once you get your dog, or like, okay, yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
I don't know, social people are social nowadays, I don't know. Oh, see, everybody died except for Lorraine. God damn it.
She did, yeah. She didn't come out.
Yeah. There's definitely substantial damage, though. I mean, I could potentially have more burst if I used the full 60s, but then I would have to use heal as a second ability, essentially. Because I would have no healing, essentially.
Yeah.
Right now, since I'm using the backpack, I have a little bit of healing while I'm doing damage.
You want
to go to the Tarantula Park? We can do a Tarantula play date.
What would that look like? A Tarantula Park?
We'll have to go to the desert. We're going to have to kill something and then watch it eat.
Watch him be like enveloped by a horde of tarantulas?
God knows we can't afford
Yeah,
to lose
that's
any
how you
more
draw 'em out.
personnel.
That would be fucking terrifying.
Hell of a job.
This is about taking the Rikers out at the knees.
I mean, I hate to say it, but have you thought about a cat?
No, I don't want no cat. Fuck that.
They're holding
So, you know, I agree. You know, cats,
I'd be grateful.
they're
Right.
worse than
Get them
like
out
Nazis.
first, but don't stress without
I mean,
We're going in on your heels. The jailbreak ends here.
they're the most arrogant, you know, hateful animals that there are. They're so fucking self-centered.
Yeah, they are. See, I really don't have that much problem with cats, but I want something that I can take out with me, you know, from time to time. And a cat's not gonna go anywhere with you. They're like, fuck you. They're like an animal version of me. Like, fuck you. Like, no, I actually want a dog. I'm just gonna try and see if I can find like one of those type of dogs, like a Cocker Spaniel.
A teacup chihuahua, that way you can like literally carry it in a bag with you everywhere.
You know, it's sad because it might come down to that.
Well, I mean, you know, those things are, you know, it's kind of funny, but those are technically more aggressive than like the pit bulls and shit.
Yeah, it makes no sense
They're
really.
too tiny to kill.
And yeah, I think they have that weird mentality where they don't realize how small of a dog they are. What the fuck? The hell got me?
shotgunners.
Yeah, they don't realize how small of a dog they are, and they'll become overly aggressive with other dogs and shit. Yeah, I don't need that shit.
But see, it's just the opposite of something like a Great Dane.
Yeah, they're like too lazy to care.
Yeah, they don't realize or they don't seem to realize how fucking big they are.
Yeah.
And they'll just plop down anywhere. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's still alive? There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll find something along those lines. But yeah, it has to be, I guess, one of those little dudes that are more calm and
It's
chill.
like, you know, the best dog I ever had, I found at a flea market for free.
That's also an option, I guess.
Active echo
I
beacon
had that
detected.
dog for 15 years.
15 years. Jesus.
Readings indicate this area is safe.
And it stayed by my side every single day, no matter where I went.
Yeah. See, that's the sort of dog I want, but like, it's just having to play within the fucking rule set that this fucking apartment is basically making me play. It's like kind of cramping my style.
Leaving the safe area.
That was a fox terrier, is what that dog
Oh. Yeah, I think you told me about it. That sounds familiar. Fox terrier.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to
and
clear it
it's
out.
pretty small.
Okay, what the fuck is a terrier, though? I keep seeing terriers everywhere, but I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's a small, I think, originally English dog breed.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Generally short hair.
I'm probably just gonna go down to Austin on Saturday and visit a couple of animal shelters and see what there is.
There's quite a few around here.
Yeah.
You don't have to get your feet in hipster to
Well,
necessarily go find
the only reason I'm really considering Austin is because I figured there might be a bigger variety of down there. Because like I said, every single time, every single
more arrogant variety. Like this one comes with its own mixtape on the vinyl. Oh, it's so beautiful.
The dog itself is gonna fucking prefer vinyl over fucking CDs and shit, or what?
You have to go buy it at Starbucks every day. Its own little cup.
Yep.
Thanks for the rescue.
I love
And
it.
a muffin.
Mm-hmm. Blueberry muffin.
I can't. I had to make
Artisanal and
my
also
dog
organic.
cream cheese.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. I was talking to one of the other nurses there. He was actually mentioning how he wouldn't mind like a Chihuahua, but yeah, I don't really want Chihuahuas too much. They're okay, but
A Chihuahua itself is very yappy, and the only thing that's going to be your problem is loudness.
yeah.
Warning.
Some kind of terrier may be what you need to go for.
That might be what it's
Most of
planned.
them are chill.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of variety in
I just heard about
terriers.
Ramos, Captain.
Well, isn't in general like in general most mutts just generally better and less neurotic than pure breeds anyway?
Agent, you're gonna want to unlock the maintenance access.
Generally, yes.
The building blueprints show a security control room down
Like
in the
generically like just a bit stronger or more reliable and less health problems and shit.
I don't know. That's kind of all over the place. I mean, certain breeds to a point, pure breeds do have a lot more health problems. Like pugs are exceptionally loaded with health issues.
Yeah, but they snort and they fart, so that's kind of a good thing. And they make like the same kind of snoring noises that people make. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They are ugly, but they're kind of cute because they're ugly.
I'll take an English bulldog.
Yeah, there was an English bulldog. I can't remember which side I was looking at. There was an English bulldog on there called Peanut. And I was like, oh, okay, I want this one. Peanut, the English bulldog.
I think those are pretty chill dogs.
Oh yeah. But they have the same kind of issues that the bugs have, like as far as their health issues go and everything else.
Warning.
But they also have the same bodily functions that I find funny. It look like. Oh, he farted horribly. That's so nice.
It's okay, we can just throw that couch out.
Oh, he must have had some Taco Bell too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. He stopped by for Taco Bell breakfast and a coffee from a random place.
What you need to do is get like one of those like little child carriers, that way you can take it with you into Taco Bell.
So far, so good. My strike
Perfect.
squads are moving in. They'll push the main hole on your ship.
Facing
They'll
outward.
have the burrito.
You're facing outward, so it's like facing the cashier and whatnot. Yep, it's for him, not for me.
I wouldn't eat this shit. This is for him.
And now we insist on the cashier to look at him while he's taking our order. Sir, you're gonna be sick my dog, okay? Oh man.
And that's why they've done automated everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen this giant fucking vending machine for Ford that they have in China?
Oh yeah.
My god, that's fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck? Whose fucking idea was this, I wonder? This monkey fucking doing all the way down there. Oh, here they come. Oh, y'all see this time, shit.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of strange that it's China that has the kind of vending machine.
Mm-hmm. Although, the thing that's really interesting about it, too, is that, that whole weird, what was it, social score, credit, whatever the fuck they got, is based on that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous, man. That's just like,
that's
what the
modern
fuck?
communism.
Yeah, basically.
I'm impressed, Agent. Tricky to
Modern
find
communism
out
blended with some,
Score thing,
You broke your
that's
spine,
like
kid. With the leader dead, the rest
they're
are gonna
basing
scatter.
everything
I don't
on
think
that.
we're quite done with them
Yeah,
yet,
and that's
but
kinda like-
at least now we can get these JTF folks back
what
on
if the
job.
majority of your country is
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of poor and not
I need
great
my people
credit-wise?
alive
Like, what
and
the
out there
fuck?
playing.
That kind of shit is that, dude?
God knows we can't afford to lose
Yeah,
any
no,
more
it's just-
personnel.
yeah.
I owe you, Agent. Hell of a job.
Pretty fucked up in general, if you ask me.
Yep.
When I first heard about that, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this sounds like
Well,
face-
not only that, but you've seen their new CCTV system that's AI controlled, right? Or
This is
AI
about
powered.
taking the Rikers
Mm-mm,
out
haven't
to
seen
the
that.
knees. There's no one who can replace
I'll have to
Lorraine
see if I
Barrett.
can
She's the one
find
who
the
organized
video.
the
But
escape to
basically,
Manhattan.
you can
They're
look
holding
at the
3 of my
camera
people there.
that's pointed
If you
down
can
the
get
street,
them out before
Mhm.
blowing
and the
lid
camera
off,
can
I'd be
identify
grateful.
every single person
Alright.
on the street.
Get them
Oh,
out
yeah,
first,
the
but
facial
don't
recognition
jeopardize
thing, I
things.
did read something
Going
about
in on
that.
your heels.
Yeah.
The jailbreak ends.
Yeah, that's,
Incredible to see. Where
So
it's incredibly frightening.
yeah, so basically what you're saying is that they've created Skynet, is what you're saying.
I think we're getting there.
Yeah, well, I wonder what the Chinese Schwarzenegger will look like.
It's probably gonna be some overweight.
Oh shit, oh my god damn it. It's so fragile.
Ah, fuck.
Alert.
What, bro?
Division agent is down.
I went to throw my box and then they got me.
Of course, monkey butt face is like AFK. Wait, I'll just go, so maybe it'll respawn us? Yeah, it'll respawn us. Good, good. Yeah, but this is... I especially saw that... Well, I saw it because of the fact of that vending machine and how it lets you test drive a car from there, but basically it's completely dependent on that social score thing, which is like... I was like, what the fuck? What kind of crazy social experiment is this? Like, this is just insane.
Essentially, it seems that a whole bunch of people read 1984, and instead of learning lessons, they used it as a fucking guidebook.
Yeah, it's, no bueno. No bueno. Yeah, they're like definitely pushing towards a social dystopia that is completely like in favor of the wealthy and well-to-do, while everybody else can get fucked, essentially.
Isn't that always about?
Yeah, but they're embracing
it's always been that.
Yeah, but they're embracing it in a way that they want to make it socially acceptable, I guess, where you don't have to lie about it, basically.
Well, see, that's the whole point of social media.
A new agent is joining your team.
People, of course, this is for Twitch and their new regulations. This is a couple of old bitter guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Ruminating and showing agenda. Essentially, they don't teach self-respect or anything like that anymore. So people have gone to social media to build that. So
feel better by them. Yeah, feel better by
echo boxes or whatever the hell they call it.
Feel better by the amount of retweets and likes you got, basically.
Yeah. That has replaced self-respect or whatever you want to call it. But that's not good enough. Now it's going to be turned into a currency of, I don't know, I guess it's like replacing your fucking resume.
It's funny because there was an episode of Black Mirror that was exactly like that, where like like your social rating was almost like almost like currency, essentially. You basically got better things because of it. And it's like, oh, okay, so here we go. We're in Black Mirrorverse now. Thanks guys.
Well, I've heard
thanks,
people
China.
that whenever they apply to jobs, like not only do they want to know your like social medias if you have them, but they want the passwords to them. They want to access them.
Fuck that bullshit.
Now entering a safe area.
Like, I don't need this job that bad.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
And I bet you those are like mostly all like tech companies and whatnot.
A social media presence, and still.
Yeah. But I'm betting it's like tech companies and shit like that probably do that mostly.
Oh yeah. But this is my only social media presence.
Yeah, basically. Stupid old dudes that don't give a shit about stuff no more.
Yeah, this is it. This is the only presence I have. And, I guess it counts as social media now.
I guess, yeah.
So, it's so big.
I had listened to something strange about, actually now you mentioned Twitch specifically, which got me thinking to Amazon Prime, and that guy who plays Fortnite, who got extremely big because of a musician, basically. I won't say who it is. And some other streamer, was accusing him of using some sort of, I can't remember what this phrase that he used, like Twitch botting or something like that, or some bot that to subscribe like fresh Twitch accounts to his Twitch account, or like basically to have these fresh Twitch accounts auto follow him. And I don't know how that works exactly. And supposedly Twitch is looking into some sort of lawsuit against him, and I don't know how that will all unfold, or how legitimate the claim is, or that is. But it's kind of interesting.
It's not any different than what, like 30% of Twitter is
my people are
nothing
getting in a
but
position to
accounts.
breach the hall.
They just
Agent, you're going to
follow,
want to
and then
unlock the
like
maintenance access.
all of them will read
The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement.
So maybe it's something along those lines that they're saying that Twitch has become or is being infiltrated by.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing, and Instagram is the same way.
See, I don't really.
That's really actually other than Twitch. That's my only real social media, and I just post pictures of the shit I buy or the shit I print.
Yeah, like.
So it's my China girl action figures or a piece of plastic that just came off my print desk.
Yeah, like Twitter is the only other thing I use. Instagram I only use to like follow. I don't even know, really, just like random people. and that's about it. I don't really use anything else other than that. I refuse to use Facebook in general. And
I've got a Facebook I use mostly for keeping track of like
Additional hostiles inbound.
Toy cons?
video games.
Toy cons, basically?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, that's a user file.
That's Twitter and Facebook now. This recent thing with Facebook, I've never given them real access, so
yeah,
I'm not part of that. But it's still frightening because apparently, depending on what kind of allowance they give in the app, they've got your entire phone register. Every phone call you've made, every text message you've ever sent.
This is tied to the whole, what is that, fucking Analytica, whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
But see, the thing is that this goes back like 5 or 6 years, if not longer, that they've had access to Facebook. And it's not as simple as that. These are the ones that have gotten caught with it, but apparently anyone that goes to Facebook and says, you know what, I need all this information on these type of people for this type of research, and Facebook is just...
They're willing to sell it.
As long as there's a price on it, they'll
sell it.
Yeah,
they're willing to sell it, yeah.
That's where the real problem with this is, and I'm pretty sure Facebook is fucked. Just because of how widespread it is.
Yeah. They essentially... Well, like you said, you more or less said it, it's like they don't give a shit about what you might consider, may or may not consider private, although I don't know how you consider anything private on Facebook.
Well, the thing is, they do have privacy settings, but the simple fact of how they gain access through the app, like they're able to get so much more information than what even they said. And it's, okay, let's say we use Twitter to talk back and forth, and I have the Facebook set up on mine that you don't, it still registers everything we say back and forth, even through text or through Twitter or anything. It would register all of that.
Yeah,
so it would be getting your information and registering it as your information.
I don't think we're quite done with them yet, but at least now we can
So
get
that's where the legality has been reached.
So it's like anytime you see apps requesting access to certain things, basically. In this instance, Facebook went further than that and started gathering information from people that you may or may not have been in contact with, essentially.
God knows we can't afford to lose any more personnel.
Explicitly, they have gained information from people that not necessarily have, like I said, you didn't have a Facebook app, I did. Just because we have contact over certain things, they could have your information.
Oh wow, that's fucking crazy then.
And, you know, and there's a billion people that have Facebook accounts, so think about that times a billion.
First, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels.
Wow.
I mean, that's not an exaggeration of the numbers.
No, yeah, I believe it because Facebook is like, you can't go anywhere without people, you know, talking about what they saw on Facebook or what they posted on Facebook and whatever, you know. It's just, it's sickening, really, because, like, I've used it in the past maybe just as a messenger at most. And that's all I ever use it for. I don't care about posting, I don't care about looking up other people's posting, like, I don't give a shit about that stuff.
I don't use it for posts, but I will say in the last few months, it's not too bad for enemy, like...
But I mean, in general, that's all I use it for, and in lieu of the fact that instead of like texting somebody because it's, you know, it's just easier to go through Messenger basically. If it wasn't for the fact that AOL IM kind of went away after I was using AOL IM, you know what I mean? And there was another option basically.
Oh yeah.
I don't look at it as necessarily Facebook. I just look at it like just a different IM basically.
But see, that alone, that still gives them access.
Yeah.
And that's where the problems come in.
That is troublesome.
And I'm pretty sure the fallout is not going to go away anytime soon.
Well, I guess old Zuckerberg's gonna have to do some hard time, I suppose.
Motherfucker.
God damn it. I talked to him.
I got it.
Okay.
Now, something interesting, I know a couple of people that have been toying with Twitter. See I don't know what type of things Twitter might be doing that are maybe not equal, but somewhat similar.
Yeah, along the same lines, essentially.
And someone set up 2 just kind of, you know, basic accounts, and they set up an IP monitor. And they were sending like images from one account to the other, and you know, like just random pictures, or they started sending like web addresses, just basic links. And only the 2 accounts were linked. There was no follows, no likes, or nothing on either of these 2 accounts. And every time they sent an image or a message, 2 IPs would look at each message or each link.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
So there's something going on Twitter. No one's quite figured out what it is. No, what is that IP that checks that link and that message? What is Twitter looking at, and what are they looking at it for? Is it just something as simple as, like, you know, some kind of safety thing? Or is that a tracker that's built in that monitors everything, that's looking at everything? You know, outside of your own, you know, DM messages and stuff like that. Is that these things also monitor the DM. So if you DM someone that message, these 2 IP addresses monitor and look at everything that you hit up.
Kind of.
So if Twitter is doing it as well, it's
safe bet that everybody's doing it, essentially.
Well, it's if someone is offering you a free product, you are the product. That's essentially what it comes down to.
Because they're delivering, well, they're selling you something with that free whatever the fuck, essentially.
Yeah. Either someone is selling you ads on that platform, which still makes you the product, or they're selling you to someone else.
We've got this. Find a
Or
secure
both.
position and
Yeah, because they're selling your... It's like almost like you're part of a... What's it called? Where you... a focus group. You're like a big focus group, essentially? Yeah.
That's to a degree, I think that's what Twitter is. I think that's what Facebook was.
Out here. I just heard about Ramos,
But
Captain.
at some
Glad we
point,
reached him in time.
they crossed
Thanks
the
for that.
line.
My people are getting into position to breach the hall.
And I'm sure
Agent, you're gonna want to unlock the
pretty soon
maintenance
we're going to find
access.
out just how
The
far over
building
they went.
blueprints show a security
Yeah,
control
it'll be
room
interesting
down
to
in
see
the
how
basement.
far up the end they went.
And it'll be
Readings
interesting to
indicate
see
this
who
area
steps
is
up to
safe.
replace them.
I hope nothing, actually.
Well, you know,
I hope it all goes away, essentially. I'm tired of this shit.
The front runners, I
You are now
think,
leaving
are
the safe area.
Mines, which is kind of Facebooky. And that's kind of the I guess the front runners. Now there's a couple of, I guess, hybridized social media things that people are looking at. Gab is kind of a middle ground that they've been trying to replace Twitter.
Warning. Additional hostiles.
There was something that a lot of people liked. I can't even remember the name of it, but it got closed down like in December, so obviously that's not going to flow. Of course, there's the chance that everyone just goes back to MySpace.
That would be funny. That would be pretty great,
Someone
actually.
would be really fucking happy and vindicated there.
I fucking told you guys. Fucking Facebook. It's MySpace all the way.
Now, Twitch could just, all they have to do is put in a messaging app. And
Yeah, that's true.
They're already big enough.
Yeah, oh yeah. They got enough cash behind them, they can do it.
The biggest thing I've heard from Gab is they are trying to do like a live streaming type thing.
So far, so
I know
good.
Facebook Live is kind of
Strike
big, so
squads
they're
are
trying to
moving
get
in.
on that
They'll
market.
breach the main hall on your signal.
But I wonder if,
I know a lot
like,
of people that stream to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
but see, I'm kind of wondering if this ends up being a fairly large scandal, at least enough to sink Facebook, essentially.
Now, I don't know if as a scandal it will be big enough simply because of how big Facebook is. But here's the thing. Even if it's mildly scandalous with the information they kind of leaked out, and on a fiscal sense, they're fucked. They're not going to be able to make that money anymore, first. And secondly, they're about to get hit with 1 billion lawsuits.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And if it goes class action, that's literally 1 billion users that are going to be part of a class action suit.
And you know for sure so there's going to be some savvy lawyer that's going to just turn it into a fucking class action.
Oh, yeah. Well, the class action suit right now going on over the PlayStation 4 and Linux.
Oh, being able to install Linux down to the PlayStation
3.
Yeah.
During the PlayStation 3, I guess the first few years, you had the option of the other operating system.
I'm impressed,
So,
Agent. Tricky assignment.
when they decided to no longer support that and pull that back,
the rest are gonna
that
scatter.
removed
I don't think we're
usability
quite
that
done
was
with them
part
yet,
of their
but
license
at least
going
now
out.
we can get these.
So anyone that had one of those early PlayStation 2s, they're going to get, I don't know, $70 as part of the class action suit.
You know, I think I got an email about that because I did have the fat PS3.
Well, if you had one, you should go fill it out.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to look it up because I don't have a PS3 no more, so I don't know what information they're going to ask me for.
The
thing is, if you got the email or the letter or whatever,
they know.
Got your
Yeah, I did get the email about it because I remember seeing it.
She's the one who organized the escape.
Oh, I have to find it again. Because I know I saw it like a week or two ago. I didn't think anything of it because I always assume everything's a phishing email.
Well, yeah, I didn't think it was real at first, but looking at it, yeah, it's not only is it serious, but I mean,
that's $70. Can you imagine how many Far Cry's I could buy with that?
Yeah, that's fucking Far Cry right there.
Yeah, right there. Hey, why do we always want to engage in these?
I'm not even engaging them. I'm standing back, trying to clear my inventory.
Yeah, I just noticed that nobody was over here. Like, what the fuck?
No, I was, I was hiding back there. I mean, I at least had a reason. This guy's literally just.
Yeah, but whatever monkey face asshole butt wipe is not doing anything.
He hasn't done anything in a couple of runs now.
You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm kicking him. Vote to remove. Yeah, I don't mind if he coasts for one or two, whatever, a round or whatever, but he's been doing nothing for the last while, for a good while, so yeah, fuck him.
Yep.
Alert. An agent is leaving the team.
So you mentioned that a violin and something else has been spotted in POPs. So is that with its current patch, or like some?
That I don't know, but apparently a trumpet has been seen as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And more songs.
Oh, that's something they really need to expand on. Is just the sea champions. Cause that would be fun just to fucking do.
Oh, god damn, why won't you go play Black Flag? That was like one of the best parts.
It seems like too much trouble.
Going out in the sea and literally telling your crew, start singing.
Start singing, motherfuckers.
And then they do.
It seems like too much trouble to pay $5 for the game and, install it.
Now, I'm pretty sure you got it. Look on your Uplay account. I don't see how you missed it.
Yeah, I'll check again. Because I think I should have it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised if I don't have it.
I mean, it was free for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. But I mean, I have the Black Flag costume for Wildlands, so I do have it. And I did have the pistol, the flintlock. So maybe I do have it.
You should absolutely have the game somewhere.
But I also might have had it for the PS3 or the PS4, and it might have been connected. It might have been connected to my Ubisoft.
Just enough to be on the Uplay.
Yeah, so I might not actually have it.
The hostage is being held on the roof. You
That
need
game
to
was
clear
so
it
good.
out.
And the spin-off was almost good too.
What's it called? It wasn't called Liberty. It was Rogue. Okay.
No, that was the last good Assassin's Creed game.
They just had the weirder story elements being from the Templar side or something like that.
Yeah, being from the Templar, and you interacted with a few of the characters from Black Flag.
I'll see if it's there. But yeah, you definitely use more sea shanties for Sea of Thieves and a couple other things. I'll be interested to see. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Yeah, just more stuff like that, more goofy moment, like what do you call? I was trying to explain Sea of Thieves to a coworker actually, and I was saying, I mean, it's not like obviously I didn't pay $60 for it, but if I had, I probably would have been this upset with what it is right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would agree. Because there's definitely a lack there.
Yeah, but since I didn't pay $16 for it, then well, I'm not that broken up about it. The only thing I would say is that in hindsight, knowing how good Far Cry 5 is supposed to be, I probably would have been better off. I probably would have been better off buying Far Cry 5 before Sea of Thieves.
I agree. Now that being said, I love every minute of what we play with Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, it was like, oh yeah, for sure. It's just a lot of fun because I was trying to explain to my coworker, it's not really a game about like a long-term goal. It's about moments, like moments that are unique to the game.
My people are getting in a position to breach the hall.
Like how we were doing the little duel with the other sloop, and they were getting the better of us for a little bit, and then we decided to push to the skeleton fort. Actually, you were able to sink it through using the skeleton fort cannons. I mean, that was
the main reason I started backing this shit up to YouTube.
Because that was improvised and a unique moment to what we were doing. It just happened. It just happened because
and
well,
it worked.
Yep. Yep, and it
That's the most important part.
Yep.
It fucking worked.
Yep. And I think
when it probably shouldn't have.
Oh yeah. And I think that sense of almost like being able to improvise a situation is what makes that game like interesting and a little bit special, because there's not many games that have that kind of flair to what you can do essentially. Everything else is fairly formulaic when it comes to other games, but in this instance there is something to it that you can add your own little flair to, essentially. At least that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, the thing is, I think they're going to be more heavy-handed with the content than Bungie.
Heavy-handed like how?
And getting a constant flow of
of things
to do.
Yeah.
Because it seems like what they want to do is they want to have major content patches every 3 months, and then they keep talking about public events and live events.
Okay.
And I've seen it interchange, so I don't know if that is two different things, public events and live events, or if that's something that is going to be like a singular thing, like some kind of, you know, maybe 2 or 3 week long, you know, everybody do a single type of thing, like maybe some kind of special skull fort pops up, or maybe there's an actual like cave system. Now see, the last gameplay video and even the trailer in the Windows Store shows a crew going through what seems like a cave system, like going underground for treasure.
And we have to
just go load up the Windows Store page and see what they're doing.
So it's definitely one of those things that we haven't seen, because I mean we've seen a small little cave system on one of those islands, but it was nothing like too major.
And you know, everyone, you know, there was no light. The only light was coming from like the crew that each had a lamp.
And we have those lamps, but there's no reason to really use them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it could easily be that they are gating some of that content, possibly for those kind of events. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Almost everybody does it, but you know, as long as they're not expecting to charge us more for it, then that's fine. You know.
Now they've been quiet about that.
I'm impressed, Agent.
So
yeah, anything can happen.
Right now,
You broke their spine,
right now
kid.
it doesn't
With the
look like
leader
they're going to
dead,
be trying
the
to
rest
sell
are
us
gonna
content.
scatter.
I don't think we're quite done with them yet, but
Because
at
to be
least now
fair,
we...
they got more money for what they sold us. That's not a $60 title. What it is.
Oh, exactly.
What it is. It's not a $60 title. Nope. If anything, it should be like 30, like how you see State of Decay 2 being, or like, I mean, completely different kind of game. But even Vermintide 2 is a better
I need
example
my
of what.
people alive and out there fighting the good fight.
And
God knows
like
we can't
an
afford
amount
to
of
lose any more
content for
personnel.
an
I owe you,
amazingly
Agent.
good price.
Hell of a job.
Because that game, I mean, fuck, it's like.
This is about
It has
taking the
like
Rikers
15
out
fucking
with the
stages,
knees.
and it has
There's
all
no
those
one who
different
can
things,
replace
including
them
like the
there.
no modifier stuff, which is like the heroic beat, and it's somehow only like 30 bucks. Like, come on, man, what the fuck?
That's something we will put some more time into.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Get them
most
out
definitely.
first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your
But
heels. The jailbreak ends.
I can sort of understand why they would go with 60 as well, because it being like the big console exclusive for the year, essentially, I guess, for the Xbox brand, essentially. And
it seems like this is their one big thing.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause I'm not counting State of Decay because that's still like an indie dev, a small indie dev. But Rare is like I don't want to say they're Bungie or nothing, but it's one of their like big deals at Microsoft.
Well,
and
no,
Xbox.
it should be.
Yeah, it should.
But it really, they made a Kinect game.
Yeah, that is true.
And
it's all like BioWare and EA. It should be a bigger deal than it is, but yeah, EA doesn't care about anything really.
See, part of me really hopes that rumor is true. I would love to see Microsoft.
Oh, just buy up EA. That would be pretty interesting.
I mean, it's not like EA could be anywhere.
Yeah. They only have
hostiles.
one new IP coming, Anthem, and that's it. I think.
And they just recently got delayed an entire year.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Dragon Age has been canceled.
Yeah.
And all the staff has been moved over.
To Anthem.
Yeah, has been moved over to Anthem. And that's... Oh, yeah, sure, they put all manpower on this game. But the thing is, they didn't do that until after they announced the year delay.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's going on in that game that they decided to kill another game?
The only thing I can imagine is that they realized that they were not. There wasn't enough like story concept to that game. It was just going to be like I hate to.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Not even Star Wars Battlefront. More like what's the name of that fucking game? Evolve.
Oh.
Remember,
yeah.
the initial concept of Evolve was fucking amazing, but there was nothing beyond it. At the moment, what we've seen of Anthem looks interesting, but we haven't seen anything beyond the interesting combat and anything else. I mean, there has to be more. And by bringing over...
Well, there should be more, but there doesn't have to be more.
Oh, no. There should be more, but yeah, exactly what you said.
That's the problem.
Yeah. But maybe bringing over the Dragon Age people and everything else might be a sign at least they're trying to make it a little more than that. Because I think they realize also that they're kind of in a shitty position when it comes to games. They really have nothing.
I think the Star Wars fiasco hurt them really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only reason they delayed it, because I bet that game is loaded with fucking chests everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And now it's completely... Well, the chests are still there, but it's all cosmetics now. Nothing else.
You know, I don't know. I just know the chests were recently re-implemented.
Oh no, I looked into it. All they brought back, well, they brought back the loot chests and all that sort of stuff, but it's all cosmetic, nothing more than that. Because they realized they kind of fucked everything over.
A lot of people are really forgiving. They're like, oh, as long as it's cosmetic, that's fine. But I've gotten to the point where that's not good enough.
I'm taking Chaos because he's just sitting there like a fucking moron.
Oh, was he still sitting?
Yeah, he's still fucking sitting there.
Negative,
He still hasn't moved away from where he was.
Find a secure position and hunker down.
No, I think...
That's an order, Sergeant.
I think EA has come to the point where they no longer care.
Oh yeah.
That's why they're still killing studios.
Yep.
Now here. I just heard
And
about
for some
Ramos,
reason,
Captain.
they thought
Glad we reached him in
they
time.
could get away with it.
Thanks for that.
And
My people
bank
are
on
getting in a
the
position to breach
and
the
bank
hull.
on the biggest IP they
Agent,
could
you're gonna
possibly
wanna
have,
unlock the
which is fucking
maintenance
Star Wars,
access.
but nope,
The
not
building
working.
blueprints
Right
show a security
now,
control room down
supposedly
in the
they just
basement.
started hiring for an open world Star Wars game.
Another agent has joined your
If
team.
anything, it'll probably be not necessarily a new Star Wars open world game. It'll probably be the one they canceled from.
Oh
what was
yeah,
it? It'll probably be that one essentially, the retooled version of that.
Volition?
Yeah, Volition, I believe.
Yeah, Volition. That I mean, that game was, I don't know, pretty far along as far as I know.
What was that fucking game called? Star Wars fuck, I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
It looked really interesting, it looked really promising, but then all of a sudden they just killed it for no reason.
Plain and simply said that it was because they couldn't make enough money off of a single player game.
Fuck that, man. You have to be willing to fill the niches that are out there, you know?
Well, see, that's the thing, and this is what's going to cost them. Is they have decided to put all their eggs in the basket of
Incoming hostiles detected.
loot boxes. Plain and simple. That's why your very progression relied upon them in Star Wars. Now the problem is Star Wars is still sold 7 million, I think.
Yeah, I think it sold a decent amount, but because I think that probably was in the initial stuff, you know. I don't think it's selling any more than it was.
So far, so
No. That was, it launched at Christmas. It sold 7 million copies. It was expected to do at least double that.
Oh yeah. But
Not to
now,
mention, they were planning on the money
from the loot boxes. Yep, and they had to remove the main moneymaker out of that. At least for the duration of the holiday season, essentially. And now that it's back, it's just cosmetic. And what I was saying about the it being not cosmetic, I wasn't trying to justify what they're doing. I'm just saying, in other games, I really don't care if it's just cosmetic. In this instance, you can't forgive EA for what they did, because what they did was just like the shittiest, more underhanded shit they could possibly think of, essentially.
No, I wasn't necessarily saying that, but, you know, to a degree, I'm tired of seeing some cosmetic things that are added on later. If you want to, like, throw out some, like, pre-order bonuses and sell them later, yeah, that. When you have, like, what seems to be progression-inspired looks,
yeah, that's
you
not.
just toss that in a loot box.
That's not acceptable at all.
You're literally removing content to sell.
Yeah.
You broke their spine, kid. With the leader
When
dead,
it's clear
the
that
rest
it looks
are
to
gonna
be
scatter.
built into
I don't
it.
think we're quite done with them yet.
Most definitely. It's like it defeats the whole purpose of playing the game. Okay, sounds good. Then we can go spend those and see if you get lucky with any more strikers. Yeah, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of actually playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Like I might as well you might as well just give me an autoplay function and let me watch it. That's it. Play itself and that's it. You know.
Didn't the game do that just recently? They were talking about doing it.
I know like mobile games do that, but I don't know if I've heard of an actual console or PC game doing that. Maybe a PC game that supported a port from a mobile game, maybe, because I know there's a couple of those.
We're going in on your heels. The
I don't remember
jailbreak
what
ends
game I
here.
saw that, but somebody was saying that that's the next step in gaming is bypassing the content.
I think it's the purpose.
What are you paying for at that point?
The story, which is non-existent for most games nowadays.
Maybe in a Kojima game, yeah.
Well, yeah. But even then, you can somehow make sense of it. Yeah.
No, if you can make sense of it, you win the prize. That's fucking winning the lottery.
He gives you all the money he makes from his art projects.
That fucking Molyneux game where only one person got to see the end.
Oh yeah, well, what the fuck was that?
Called the Cube?
I don't know. It was some kind of like, was it mobile game or handheld game?
It was a mobile online puzzle game.
Fucking bizarre.
It was online only. You were connected to other people. And you had to solve. It was like kind of like a Rubik's Cube type thing. You had to like solve sides of a cube, and after the entire side was solved, that cube opened and opened up the next layer of the cube. And the person that did the final thing is the only person that got to see the end.
And the end was probably just Peter mailing you, flipping you off.
No, it turned into like, what's that fucking video where or the movie about the video where you see the video and then you die like a week later?
Oh yeah. Ring?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's how we
did.
That's how we ensured
the game, and then he died.
That's how we ensured that no one ever knew what happened at the end of that game.
And that is absolutely perfect for a mulling game too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You get to
Makes
the
sense.
end and then you just want to die.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Oh man.
Readings indicate this area is safe.
I'm kind of curious to see
The hostage is being held on
what.
the roof. You
Well,
need to clear
I mean,
it
obviously,
out.
we'll have to give it a try once the patch comes in for this game. Because I'm really curious to see how the droplets are going to be affected and the various different ways that we're going to be able to get Division Tech, being able to optimize everything, being able to complete certain sets. At which point, I think if we complete the sets that, that I feel maybe or may not be effective in the DZ, maybe that's what we spend the majority of our time in until the game ends, essentially. At that point, I mean, once we complete the sets, I don't know, maybe just DZ for a while for certain nights, and see what kind of shit we get into.
To a degree, this game is already over.
Yeah. Until 2.
I mean, once they've announced that the sequel is coming, so to a degree, outside of whatever we get out of that upcoming achievement system, whatever progression we have here is still locked here. We don't know. I mean, it's very doubtful we're going to take our gear with us. We're not taking.
Oh, I doubt it. No, I doubt it.
That's fine because there's nothing here that is like the weapons in Death.
Yeah.
There's no.
Like supremely unique weapons that like took you forever to fucking unlock or make or whatever the fuck. Yeah. It's like.
Negative, Raymond.
How difficult was the Thorn originally?
Find a secure position and hunker
Oh
down.
my god.
Okay, so it's like saying we had a Thorn that took us who knows how long to do, and then all of a sudden you said I can't take that fucking Thorn with me. Like, well, fuck you then, game. That's kind of fucked up. Especially since it's the same world, there's no time fucking skip. The only excuse is that, oh, the tower got destroyed. Well, how if I was logically, I would probably be packing my fucking Thorn on me, so why the fuck is it gone? You know what I mean? Like, there's no real reason behind it aside from the fact that we want you to unlock it again because that's our version of content. You know what I mean?
But only if you buy this DLC.
Exactly that. This DLC that's PvP focused for our fucking boring ass PvP, basically. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. And now they're like, I think I've read a few things. They're introducing some of the old raids again, but again, it's not really like anything new, is it?
I haven't really been keeping up at all.
I want to say it's like old raid stuff, but new weapons and some of the old stuff and more.
Every time I think about playing, I feel like I'm like a battered spouse. Or something.
It's taking too much from me. The toll is too high.
Yeah, it's just I can't do it.
Yep. I'm like Vito Corleone after I seen Sunny on the slabs. I'm like, no, it's too much. My boy. Look what they did to my boy. They did too bad, man.
It's pretty spot on with
Oh boy. That's a good movie.
Who will deliver the stallion's head to him?
I don't know.
We have to go like massacre an entire farm and like just get everyone at Bundy.
Oh, it's those two guys. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, it's the heads. Okay, never mind. I know who this is. Oh, man. Yeah, I was recently watching something about those movies, actually, like a little mini documentary thing about it. it's interesting to see how nuanced that fucking movie was. Like, all the different things that went into it, and like, it's. I mean, even until this day, you can watch it and still enjoy it on various different levels. Until you get to 3, anyway. And then the third one's like, shit.
Well, they are good movies.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like mega fans of them or anything.
Oh
like that.
no, I wouldn't call them like my favorite movies of all time. But they are good movies.
Because, like, a lot of people really try and push those as like
The greatest movies ever. No, they're not.
yeah, they're good.
They're good.
They're absolutely everyone should watch them and shit like that.
Oh yeah. No, best of all time, nah. They're good though. There's definitely like awesome, memorable moments and lines and shit like that, you know. But you can say that about a lot of different movies, you know.
Tricky assignment. You did what had to be done.
That's like an easy, very typical thing that you can say about a good movie that you enjoy.
I don't think we're quite done with them yet, but at least now we can get these JTF folks back on.
It's like I can still remember what Sean Connery looked like in Highlander. It doesn't necessarily mean the Highlander is a fucking good movie. It's not a fucking masterpiece or anything.
Oh yeah.
Fucking red,
I need my people
embroidered.
All I can think about
costume.
is that fucking
God knows we can't
accent.
afford to lose any more personnel.
I wasn't sure what he was supposed to be on that one. Let's hit the terminal, or
This
not
is
the
about
terminal, but
taking the Rikers
oh yeah,
out
the
of
terminal.
the
Never
knees.
mind.
Yeah,
There's no one who can.
Yeah. Actually, the only thing I like to remember, well, no, that's not fair.
Is Sean Connery in that weird red leather bikini thing? Oh no, wait, that wasn't Highlander.
What was that? What was that movie? Like, I
don't remember.
But I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't. Who the fuck convinced Sean Connery to do that? I don't know.
Man, I bet he's still making money on that one.
Probably. There's someplace somewhere that people are watching that fucking movie, I'm sure.
She's the one who organized the escape to Manhattan.
No, actually, the thing I do remember pretty well about that movie is, aside from Sean Connery and his weirdness in general, the soundtrack, obviously, awesome stuff.
Oh, that's
Alert. An agent is now leaving your team.
And that's like
obviously the standout.
And it's almost like in spite of the movie, honestly, because again, the movie it's enjoyable, but it's not like anything too fucking. It's not a masterpiece of cinematography or nothing like that. It's just fun,
Well, it's fun. It did a lot of really neat stuff for the time, I think.
The premise is interesting, again, I'm not trying to make this sound like fucking love this movie. It's the greatest movie ever, but the premise is interesting, the story behind it, the whole idea that can only be the one.
Until they
immortal.
ruined it in the first sequel.
Yeah, pretty much. Who's the villain of the sequel?
The writers.
No, because I don't think there was an actual villain, right? He was just old or something like that. He was remembering
all
some shit.
aliens and shit.
It was fucking weird. I don't know. But the first one was awesome because of the Kurgan or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Fucking badass, man. He was so ridiculously ham-fisted in that role, but it's just so great. This is just cornball fun and good in that respect.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of that fucking actor? Clancy something or other, isn't it?
Clancy Brown.
Yeah, there you go. I can swear that dude had pretty much made a living on playing weird characters, right? Basically.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the strangest, weirdest guy on screen most of the time. I guess I'm gonna have to look up the original Highlander somewhere soon so I can watch it again.
I don't remember the last time I've seen that.
Who knows? It's like this dude at work who has never seen Die Hard 1, 2, or 3, but he's seen Die Hard who has seen.
Yeah, you mentioned this before. What the fuck?
He watched the more recent one, How the fuck do you watch that one, not the originals? Like, what's wrong with you?
You know, I don't think I could finish that one.
No, it was a bad movie. It was not good. It was like,
Yeah, I don't think I sat all the way through that one. I think I watched maybe half of it, and it's like, no.
it's like, there was an episode of The Office. I know you never watched the show, but there was an episode of The Office where the main character, Michael Scott, is actually making, he's like, you know, he thinks he knows a lot about movies, but he's actually making a really good point. Like when he's talking about this, he's like supposedly criticizing the movie like a movie critic, right? To these this younger couple, and he points it out pretty obviously. Like you look at the first couple movies, and he's a regular guy dealing with an extraordinary situation, and then by the time you get to those later movies, he's like a fucking superhero who's jumping a motorcycle into a fucking into a chopper. Like it doesn't make any sense at this point. Like it's not even close to what it was. Like. You know, he's no longer the regular guy. He's a fucking superhero. Who cares at this point, you know?
Yeah, I think the third one is where it kind of really jumps. Although there were a lot of parts just in the second one where he was already...
Yeah, he was going a little overboard with the second one. The third one, for its faults, it was still a pretty enjoyable movie because him and Sam Jackson were just awesome.
It's not bad, but I mean, what? The worst part is, okay, we've got the brother of the villain from the first movie.
Yeah, it's a little, it's a little.
I mean, he played it good. I mean, he played a good bad guy.
Jeremy Irons is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and you get to see Alan Rickman again for one quick second as he's falling from Nakatomi Towers. That flashback when he remembers, oh yeah, that guy. That guy threw off that building. I thought that was kind of funny how they just they more or less play a clip from the first movie when John McClane remembers, oh yeah, I threw that guy off that building once. All right, I think I'm just gonna sit on these points because I really don't need anything from this one. I don't even know if I'm going to use them at any point. I didn't even realize people had joined the group. I thought people had left the group.
Yeah, I heard leaving. I didn't hear...
Yeah, we got a full group at the moment. That's kind of weird.
That's their stupidity.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Almost goddamn fucking caches I gotta open.
Yeah, I just had to go through a bunch. I'm gonna get my crates out of the thing and see what happens.
Alright. I can only hope at least you get one piece, because even 5 pieces alone, the added stability bonus is pretty fucking badass. It's like substantially noticeable how good it is.
So I'm gonna go grab these chests.
You really look like you should be piloting a World War II era like Russian airplane with that fucking helmet. That's what it looks like. I gotta know what the fuck.
I liked it with the gas mask, but I think this mask makes it look...
Oh yeah, that mask is pretty great. The bug eye one.
Striker mask.
Nice. So now you're just missing one. You can optimize it once the patch comes in. It's no problem. Now you're just missing one.
You know, yeah.
Is it the gloves or the holster?
Gloves is what I'm missing.
Oh, okay.
I got a 290 striker vest.
Oh, well, this is a good upgrade. Well, as long as the stats are okay.
Last box. Oh my god.
Well, you got it?
Sentry's Call gloves, Sentry's Call holster. Bonus item. Striker's gloves.
Nice. Fucking awesome. So there's 2 ways you can definitely build it. You can either go for the 9k stamina, or you can go for 6k stamina, 6k firearms. I've heard arguments for both, but I'm using 9k stamina myself. You basically roll every piece
For the
stamina,
way we
essentially.
play, I think the stamina is probably.
Yeah. Like, especially since we tend to pug extras or low man and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Okay,
Man.
where's this backpack?
Oh, yeah. Camp Clinton. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about it already. It's not like I perfectly rolled, but it's pretty well rolled because it has a very high armor rating, so you'll get a decent roll once you re-roll the main set to electronics, which is what you want it for basically. The only bad thing is it doesn't have a secondary ammo, but since you're using the tacticians, you're mostly relying on your skills and anything else. It is on the special equipment vendor. Yep, here it is. Operator pack with Relentless on it.
Operator with Relentless.
At some point,
we'll go ahead and lock that now because I'll just see that as a mag and fuck up.
Yeah, for sure. At some point, we're gonna now that you have a 6-piece strikers. At some point, we're gonna have to go back into resistance and see how far we can get on resistance. Now you have a 6-piece strikers that make a big difference.
I can't believe it was the literal last fucking thing. A bonus item in the last box.
No, what's really funny is that now that you mentioned that, the way I completed my tacticians wasn't from any box I actually opened during the event. It was from the 2 boxes that I got from the completion of the event. You know, the special extra bonus ones that we get from the extra rewards vendor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it from those. That's how I completed the tacticians. So I was just like, what the fuck? That's like insane luck right there. I think it's rather important to do 9k stamina with it, because if you look at the bonus, at the 6-piece bonus, it mentions specifically that what is it? I think it's like that. Yeah. For every 3k stamina, it's extra 0.5% of extra healing you get. Stacks up to 100 hits. And you'll notice actually how much faster the stacks build, especially now that you don't have the -2 for misses. It's only -1. Yeah, you'll be building stacks so much faster on there. So it's pretty good.
Remember, you gotta rest sometime. Come on.
Yeah, pretty good. Then we ended up getting what we needed out of this. So there you go.
Just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Alert. An agent is leaving the team.
Yep, basically. That fucking episode. Oh my god. Like, there's no way to really enjoy that episode other than it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, there's nothing to gain there.
Nothing redeeming about it.
Remember, you gotta rest sometime.
Now that's all I'm thinking about, Almarine.
It's got you.
Yep. Alamarine fever's got me now. For anybody who's ever watched these line and whatnot.
Wish I had some coffee.
Tired.
That's all I got. That.
I got this one, I think. This one, and I got this one, and I got this one out of those caches, the ones for the key fragments. Oh, and this one.
I haven't really gotten any emotes out of that at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky on that. That's where I've got all my emotes, and I've actually gotten quite a few now at this point. Although I got one of the worst dances ever in the history of dancing, essentially. Fucking Macarena.
We need you. Remember that out there.
Damn the 90s for that.
Global warming bad. ass. Remember, you
So
The
the only
90s
thing,
were actually pretty terrible anyway, so.
yeah. Yeah, so the only thing you'll have to pretty much do is re-roll pieces of equipment to basically optimize the best you can. But yeah, you're pretty good at this point.
No, I'm just, I'm surprised we got it, but
Yeah, that's
it's a
actually
thing.
sick.
What else, or what's the next goal then, since that's...
Um, well, I guess it would have to be resistance, so we can
Remember, you
possibly
gotta rest some time.
get you a house. Only because so strikers. Okay, the bonus is pretty substantial. If you look at the bonus that the house has, it's very complementary to strikers. It's basically one half of the magazine does 20% increased damage. The half which deals increased damage flips after 15 seconds, and when the magazine is empty. So basically, it's like one of those things that kind of one of the few damage increase modifiers that stacks along with strikers. So stuff like that, and obviously going into DZ and fucking around in DZ.
We need you.
I mean, at this point, yeah, we can really just go troll around in DZ and see how often we either get killed or we kill people, essentially.
Screw this.
Because I would say with at least strikers, we should be good to
Tired.
at least not worry about dying from NPCs. I mean, from other players, well, that's a whole other story. That, and of course, maybe possibly putting together enough pieces for tacticians if you wanted to get that, but that's really up to you more than anything else, if you wanted to play with that. But still, for writing it out to the end, we're pretty good at that when it comes to that.
Remember, you gotta rest some time.
I guess that's not too bad then.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Considering our full...
Lots of re-rolling though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The numbers are not great on this.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that's going to be the other thing. Now that you mention it, when the patch comes in this coming month, it will be collecting a bunch of division tech along with everything else that we do, because essentially we can, what the stats are now, we can push much higher by just optimizing. But I haven't been able to do that because of the fact that it just takes so much division tech to do it.
Well, that'll be a good change.
Oh yeah, just focus on different things. No more having to necessarily kill Lorraine Barrett like 1,000 more times or anything, you know. In this instance, we can just go to the DZ farm, division tech, and stuff like that. Complete dailies and weeklies as we go until the very end, until whenever Division 2 launches anyway. And it complements the fact that we do have a fairly full slate of games to play right now.
That's very true.
So the less time we have to farm here, and just instead of just fucking around and having fun, then the better.
It's a house.
Yeah.
Good work.
Speaking of which, when is the next game time?
Friday night, because I'm working Friday, but Friday night, and then Friday and then Saturday, because I'm not working the weekend either. So yeah, we can definitely put in some time on Sea of Thieves or Wildlands or whatever else. And it's funny because
either works. I need to make sure that Sea of Thieves is patched up, especially with
all the wonderful
slightly sizable patch.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I'm thinking Sea of Thieves and Wildlands, but I completely forgot about what's it called? God damn it! That Monster Hunter like game that we got recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, God Eater, and there was something else I could have sworn, but I might be mistaken. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to go through. But yeah, Friday night, we'll see what we get into then.
Think about the situation if we'd lost the Hudson Yard.
I might have fucking
I'll
different
try and
tech.
get on tomorrow and fix my inventory though, because it's pretty well fucked up for that.
I would imagine so. Crafting
But now I can basically dump everything and just worry about this one complete set.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you would probably want to, like, if you ever got better pieces of Striker or if you picked up pieces of Nomad, then yeah, that's probably the only other thing that
Well,
would
I'll
be
keep the
worthwhile.
2 pieces of Nomad, or I'll look and see if I've got another piece to fit in with like the lower numbered sets.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can rotate around.
Yeah, because it's just fun to mess around with other builds anyway, just to have for whatever. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna burn the little bit of division tech I have on. 27, 24, 23, 25, 5. No, not that either. No, not that either. Yeah, it's kind of rough having to try to figure out what to burn division tech on right now since it's kind of rough. It's kind of slow to go in to get enough of it. But the change
Well, how
should
long do
be.
we have to wait?
It should be early next month, so it'll be pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Because it's already on test servers. It's been on test servers for the last 2.5 weeks, I would say, on PC. So yeah, it's forthcoming. I think that's the reason they've been running all the global events just to, get people ready for that.
Get people back in the game for that.
Yeah. Because they're introduced aside from the basic changes to drop rates, caches, and everything else. They're also including the brand new global event, which is the Blackout, I believe, which should be kind of interesting because I think it also incorporates a few of the other missions we've never done. Like a couple of the incursions that we've never actually touched are going to be included on the rotation. So it'll be interesting to see because there's actually a few incursions that we've never done. So it might be worthwhile just to go in and check them out at some point.
Well, I think if anything, we should do a little bit of like achievement hunting.
Yeah, that's true. Because there's a lot of things that we need to unlock
Just
too.
yeah, just for the fuck of it, just
Mhm. Yeah, it would be nice to figure out a way to actually get enough of those hunter kills to get that other mask that we could technically get, but we need to kill a bunch of fucking hunters essentially.
don't know what the next thing's gonna bring, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely a
maybe they'll break
possibility.
out of there and be more out in the open.
That would be kind of interesting though. Just run into groups of hunters out on the streets. All right. Either way, I am out. I will talk to you later.